I wanted to do a map review of Safehouse, just because I don't feel like the demolition maps get a lot of love. Um, so this is Safehouse. I want to talk about how it plays in game, just other various aspects of it. So first off, this is CT spawn over here. Starts a good way far away from the house. You get some rocks back here. They offer a bit of coverage. There used to be a van over here, but they removed it because, I don't know, people just sat and spawned too much. One of the main reasons that they removed the van, it offered too much cover with you had a sniper rifle and you were trying to cover the site. The site's right here, and you can see it all the way from CT spawn. This tree gets in the way a bit, but overall, there's a really good line from the spawn to this house. Another note with how the CTs interact with the map. Their fastest way up to the site is this ladder, but if they do have another player on their team, they can boost up to this balcony off the back of this truck. Just get here much before the T's can. Very, very quick time. So this is the bomb site. I'll go into more detail about it on T side. Or I'll switch to T side in a second here. Give myself the bomb, go into a little bit more detail. Rest of the map, everything is a little bit wall bangable. That's a pretty common trend in demolition maps where all the walls are pretty thin. The main interior of this house has windows exposing every bit side. You see this nice long angle from T-spawn over here to CT over there. There's a few nice long angles. That window to this doorway. This is the window. This is the fastest way for the T's to get in the first floor. Not that they usually go in the first floor, but they can. Additionally, CTs can boost over this wall right here. They, however, cannot jump on this little railing. This is unfortunately not. I believe that this is also a kind of a skill jump. It's fairly easy, but you can just jump over like that if you do manage to get on the outside of this roof, which again you can boost up from this truck, or come on this little roof over here. Same deal over here. You can jump from here to here. That pretty much covers the CT side of things. Oh, and the front door. The good thing about the front door is there's no windows covering it, so you have this nice entry for CTs, and the T side enters right here. So sometimes if the CTs do want to rush this little staircase, they can take control of this area pretty quickly. So that's the map looking at it from a CT side. Now looking at it from a T side, I do want to grab the bomb, so I'm going to switch sides. T side is a bit different. They get access to the second floor much quicker than the CTs can, even if they boost. Of course, they are locked out of the site. Site is the farthest place away. Another important note about site, you cannot plant in this area. The only area that you can plant is this half of the room. You cannot plant on top of this dresser either. And I believe that you can plant everywhere else. So as long as you make it past this side of the room, which is fairly important because this is the CT roof, of course. Note for the T's. Since they do control this half of the yard to start, they can watch players come to the CT roof, which makes this a very difficult situation for CTs. If there is a man here, makes the boost a lot more important in getting control of the site early, especially since the CTs are not favored in this engagement when they get to here. The T side does get here a little bit quicker with optimal movement, which means that they will be able to see the CTs coming up these stairs and usually win the fight. Since they will be in control of the top floor, I should talk about the top floor. This bathtub is one of the safest spots on the map. No bangable walls around it. This window doesn't really peer anywhere, and you cannot fit through it either. This side, you can instantly get into the CT yard. Very similar window here, except for the T yard. Unfortunately, because of how the roof works right here, this jump is, I believe, impossible. You cannot jump from this closet room over to the CT side of the yard. So that covers those two rooms. I should mention in this main room that they first enter, there's this secret corner. You can hide inside the shirts, makes you a little bit harder to spot. Not too much harder if the CTs do check this. It's pretty well lit. There's a nice boiler in here as well. We'll call that boiler. So on another note for the T side, unlike the CTs, there is this nice peak that you can go over and see all of the CT side. And because there's no real reason for CTs to be over here, this boost, or not boost, but this little climb over the wall here is fairly safe. You can just jump over this trash, and you can make it over to the CC side. Important note, you can see through this fairly well. Very wall bangable. For both sides, you can, if they're slow with the boost, if they are doing the boost, I mean, it's a casual game mode, most people won't be doing it, then you can usually kill them through this little area. So, so back to the bomb site. So the bomb site, I should mention, you can go through these windows. If I can go through it. Yeah, this curtain is completely walk-throughable. You can just phase right through it. This one has a dresser behind it, unfortunately, so you can't go here. This does have a nice secretive bomb spot coming with it. It's somewhat inside the curtain, somewhat not. But this bomb plant is much more secretive. Also requires the use of climbing on top of this pot to defuse it. This corner is probably the best plant site on all of this site. This is the best plant spot on all of this site, I mean. And if you do know that they are defusing that, this wall is, of course, wall bangable, like most of the other walls on this map. So that is a quick overview from the competitive aspect of this map. It is just a demolition map. It's a casual game mode. You probably won't have people watching this roof. You can probably just climb up here, take control of the site, do whatever you want. Honestly, demolition's pretty fast-paced. So now with a few extras going over this map, you can climb on top of these trees. I unfortunately missed the jump. I will get back to that in just a second. There's trees you can climb on top of. This whole back part is very safe. You can also climb on top of this wall, if so desired. There is an invisible wall, unfortunately, from this branch onward, but on this side, it allows you to get much farther, all the way over to here, before you can see this invisible wall is sliding me off. Very slight angle, and you can't get up there. So, all of these trees over here, you can just climb on top of. Fairly easy jump. You can stick right through this branch. I believe you can also get on top of these branches, but for these larger trees, it's much more difficult to get on top of unless you are playing something like Scout's Knives, or Flying Scoutsman for the Valve variant. Aesthetically, this map's pretty nice. You got this nice living room, chairs. I should mention that these chairs are very nice and breakable. One of the only few breakable props in CSGO. Very nice to see that. A lot of these other props aren't as active. You can just shoot these books. This bin does move around nicely. And one of my favorite props in the entire game is this microwave. So this microwave, it does move. It's kind of hard to get it out of this corner without a grenade though. But if you do, you can do that. If I can land this grenade properly. I think one more should do it. There we go. Microwave is a very nice prop for this map. Coffee pot, toaster, also very nice props. You got the trash can to go along with it. Just some of the nicest props in the game. You don't see these on official maps really too much. Some nice bottles for breaking. Those are a little bit more common throughout the game. I should mention that this artwork, you see a few paintings on the wall. It's a pretty nice house overall. Interesting note, there's no TVs within the first floor of the map, but on the second floor, within the first guest bedroom, I'd like to call it, that the T's get into, there is this nice television set. It comes with all these little boxes. A smaller bathroom here. Very lackluster mirror, doesn't move at all. More artwork to go off of, and of course those shirts I was talking about you can hide inside of. Should mention that this toilet peak is not useful at all. You can get on top of this counter, see a bit, but no one will ever be over here unless someone likes to hide in that corner. A few players do hide in that corner because it sees right through that little garbage boost, but unless someone's doing exactly that, this window is almost useless. Same mirror that you see. This room has the same dresser lamp. I should mention that you can get on top of this dresser as well. Gives you a very nice corner to sit inside of. If I ever saw anyone on here, I'd be terrified. Just something that you can catch some players off guard with. Another thing, you can jump on top of this dresser. And just some nice little plants to decorate the master room with. Really, the best decoration is on the first floor, with some of the nicest props in the game. Some very nice couches. But overall, that's pretty much it for this map. Very nice indeed. I should also mention that they have very nice light switch placement. You can see right there at the main entrance and at the top of these stairs there are light switches. Very nice attention to detail in this map. There's a good bit of light switches throughout the entire map. There's one again right there, and a few upstairs as well. Important note, you can also see through this windshield a bit. I can see the tree back there, but it's one of the darkest windshields in this entire game, so I would not recommend it. You can definitely see through it though if you want to catch someone off guard. Shooting it though also does make it a little bit lighter. You can see that the fence back there is a lot more visible once it's been shot, but it also makes it a lot less clear. As you can see, even though it gets much brighter, I really can't see that boost spot at all. So, good luck if you would like to use that to your advantage. So that's pretty much it for this map. I hope you enjoyed. I'll probably make more demolition maps. Just try to cover everything about these maps. They are very interesting maps indeed. And the demolition game mode doesn't get a lot of love. Even though this map, of course, is a lot more popular because of the arms race and Scout's Knives variants that are available on it. So I'll probably cover something like St. Mark in my next video. So yeah, thanks for watching.